So welcome to the Stanton House Hotel tutorial part 1. This is just an overview of the WordPress dashboard. WordPress is the platform on which your website has been built on, and then within WordPress you can download different themes, and the theme that we're using is called Divi. So first of all, to log in, you have just enter your domain name across here at the top. Then you type in wp-admin, hit enter. It will take you to the login page. I will send you the logins on a separate email. I think Ling already has them, but you just click here, log in, and it takes you to the dashboard. And obviously when you first log in, it takes you behind the scenes. So let's just run from the top here along the bottom very briefly. Well, before we do that, actually, this section here, this is just like basically an overview, as it says here, at a glance. Tells you how many pages and posts that you have. I will explain pages and posts in more detail in a later tutorial. Activity recently published, that could either be a page or a post with a date. This is when you do a quick draft of a post. A post is basically also known as a blog, but it's just these articles that you see that are put out on websites that people can share on their social media and stuff like that. Backup Buddy is a plugin that Pinkfish uploaded. They've uploaded a few of them, which I'll kind of touch on at a later stage. So yeah, this top one here then, Stanton House Hotel, this is where this is the main button that you'll use to go obviously visit the website. So you click there and then you'll get back to the site. Go back up here again, click on dashboard, you're back into the dashboard. So this is home, which is I've just been through here. Updates is things like themes or plugins that need to be updated. We'll go and have a quick look what it looks like. So WordPress itself has to be updated every once in a while. These are obviously the plugins that need to be updated. These are themes. Just ignore these themes. These are old ones. You can delete them if need be. All-in-one SEO is another plugin that Pinkfish added. I'm not too familiar with it, but it seems to be doing the trick. I will certainly research a bit more and decide whether this is the best one to have, but this is something that you don't really need to worry about. This just SEO stands for search engine optimization, so it just means that your site works well with Google. Posts, this is where you, as I've mentioned before, you write a post, you write a blog, you write an article about something and you post it. It goes on your website. You can put that link to social media sites, and then when people click on the link, it takes them back to your sites. Therefore, you get more hits on your site, and Google registers these hits, and you might get a better ranking on Google. Events, this is where you add an event. You can see all events, add news, you can organize them, calendar feeds. All these I will go into in more detail. This is just a very quick overview. Media, again, you have a media library and you can add your new. This is where you add images or videos, stuff like that. Most videos are actually embedded into a page or post, which I will leave to the pages and post section. Links, I don't know how this got here. It's not normally here. It's not on my other website. So again, I think this is something that Pinkfish have done. I've had a quick look at it. Don't really understand it. I'm going to try and get rid of it, to be honest. It's not necessary. Pages is this is the section where you will have most interest. This is where you actually alter the look of the pages on the information. If you want to add information, take information away, this is where it's done here. comments. This is on articles that you write. Don't need to worry, there are no comments at the moment. I'll go through those in the posts section. Projects, this is where you add the special offers on the home page that you can see. I'll just quickly bring it up. These here. So if I click on to projects, you should see that they relate to dinner, bed and breakfast, Sunday flash sales, afternoon tea, bed and breakfast, and there they are. You can add a new one. You can click into these to edit them. Again, I will go into more detail. Contact forms, you don't need to worry about these at all. This is where I built the booking forms for the restaurants and the corporate side of things. Quite complicated. If you want, I can do a separate one on that, but I don't think there's any need for it. If you want any of these changed, then I can certainly do them. Where do we get to? Yeah, so integration. I'm not sure. I think this is if you want to integrate them to. Yeah, if you want to have a CAPTCHA, basically means that people have to enter in a code or something like that before they can post. But because of the nature of the forms, if you know that they have to enter dates and stuff, there's no need to do that. CAPTCHA, as you can see, is a free service to protect your website from spam and abuse, but you don't need to worry. That's like little robots that'll come on and try and send you emails and stuff. Appearance. This is where you can see actual appearance of the site. You can look at the themes. There's your old theme. This is the current theme, Divi, and these are all WordPress kind of basic themes. Again, I'll go into this later, but you won't need to. I mean, Divi is always being evolved, so there's not much need to change anything else at this stage. Customize. You can customize the appearance of your site, which I will show you how to do in another tutorial. Widgets is where you add sidebars and things like that. So if you want to know, for example, this is the cuisine sidebar, which is basically visual editor. If I open it up, I have taken the code from one of the contact forms that I built in the restaurant. I've embedded it into this section, saved it, and then it then gives you options in the sidebars. So, but again, I'll go into that at a more relevant time. As I say, this is just an overview, so it's easy to get sidetracked and get into things, but I want to try and keep them all separate. Menus. This is where you create the menus along here. This is the secondary menu. This is the main menu, and they are built through pages. So, if I want the home page to appear, that's actually set somewhere else. But rooms, you can see here. This is the rooms, and all the pages can be found here. If you want to add a page, just click, pull it over, and you can see all the different menus that you've made up here. So I'll just click out of that. Background, this just allows you to add a background image or color. Don't really need to touch that because we've got things in place for that already. Various images and stuff. So yeah, background, and you can alter things, but again, don't touch that. Doesn't need to be done. The editor. This is where all the files from the Divi theme. This is the style sheet. .css stands for cascading style sheets, and these are the code that has been built by these Divi developers. They're obviously highly advanced, top people. I mean, the code that they write is pretty exceptional. Obviously look at the outlook, see there's so much in here, but anyway, so never ever go in there. I I never go in there myself, to be honest. Let me just go back. Internet decided to go slowly. So yeah, that's the editor. Plugins is where you add more functionality to the website. Let's put it that way. Again, I will go through it in more detail, but this is the SEO pack that Pinkfish added. This is the calendar that I added. The Backup Buddy is what they added. I added Black Studio. I will go through all these again at a later time. Users is where you can add or delete users. So if you want to bring in somebody from the restaurants that can just only alter their restaurant section, then that you can add them there. Tools, import, export CSV files mostly. You won't need to use this. And if you do, obviously talk to me first. I can make sure everything's all right. Settings. This is where you dictate how the site looks if you're writing something. So the general is, basically the title of the site, tagline. These are the things that are found on Google. Where you set the email addresses, etc., etc. Again, you don't need to touch it. These are all specifically set. You don't need to touch these. If you do, just let me know. Backup Buddy happens automatically, but just every occasionally it backs up. Every few days backs up your site. Obviously there's more options in there, but again, don't need to touch them. Cookie control. This is something that Pinkfish added. I need to look in it. It seems that they haven't set it up properly. I'll need to look into that a bit more. Get your API key normally means you need to get something set up. And then you have Divi. And this is the main bulk Divi. Again, you don't need to go into this too often. This is where I've set it up. This is where I've added the logo here. I've added the favicon, which is this little S up here. Fixed navigation. Yep, that just means that it stays whenever you scroll down this menu will stay in the same place like that, so it's fixed. And just things like that. You don't really need to get too much into this. This is all stuff that I've set up, if you do want to change anything in here, it's best to let me know what you're doing, just to make sure that nothing drastic happens. So we go back up to visit site. This is mostly where you'll be kind of using the website to change things and add things and stuff like that. So you've got here back in the dashboard. If you want, this is just saying what needs updated. So there's 3 plugins and 9 themes. I will obviously be checking into this. You should let me do the updates and stuff like that, because sometimes things can happen, and just better if I do that. But if you want to add a new post, which is where the blogs are, you can. It's a shortcut basically. So, if you want to add a new page, just click onto new page. It will take you to the section, and then you can just add it here. When you want to edit a page, if you click into rooms, you will see that when this is the menu. So you can't edit this here. This is in the menu section, but the actual page, the page itself, when you click edit page, you will see. That top part was a full width slider, so you should see in a sec when this page opens up. So that top part is the full width slider, which you can see here. Full width slider has lots of different slides and images in it, so if you want to see that, you can open that up and you can see these all here, and then you click in these 3 lines, and then that's where you change the actual heading there. So executive double written there, you want to change it to something else, change it, save it, save and exit, and then always update, or else the changes that you make will not alter or not take place, sorry. Yeah, and for now, I mean, that is pretty much it. I will certainly be going into a lot more detail, later on about the different sections, especially the ones that I think that you will be using the most. I will definitely get into those in a lot more detail. But for now, I think that will do as the overview, and I will see you in part 2.